This time we are going on a sailing trip to the Seychelles. If we talk about traveling on rented yachts, then all sailing routes in the Seychelles begin and end on two islands, May and Praslin. All islands available for visiting are located at a distance of no more than 30 nautical miles from May. It is not difficult to get around them all in a week. Of course, you can travel around the Seychelles longer, looking into all the bays, stopping at all anchorages, and carefully exploring all the available islands. It is often possible to rent a yacht in Praslin, but start and finish the trip on May. To deliver a yacht from Praslin to May today costs €300 in addition to the rental one way. At the same time, the price of the ferry is €50 per person one way. Due to the abundance of reefs and significant tidal differences, the charter fleet in the Seychelles consists mainly of catamarans. Now I will tell you about one of the possible routes for traveling on a yacht in the inner Seychelles. Praslin is one of two islands in the Seychelles where you can rent a yacht. From December to March, the northwest monsoon blows in the Seychelles. The direction of the wind is a major factor in choosing a given itinerary for sailing and overnight stays. We recommend this route specifically for this period of the year. The route is easy and accessible even for novice skippers, but you need to be careful in matters of navigation and remember that you are in the tidal zone. The route is not long, 112 nautical miles, but full of natural and historical sites of the Seychelles. Arrival day, Praslin Island. Starting or ending your sailing trip in Praslin, it is worth taking a few hours to visit the famous Vallée de Mai Park. It is a natural park and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Vallée de Mai is a wonderful living remnant of the prehistoric forests that existed when the Seychelles was still a huge piece of land that included what is now Africa, Madagascar, and India. Millions of years of isolation have made it possible for unique groups of animals and plants to appear here, and some of these species are found only in the Seychelles. Like, for example, cocodam or palm trees, surrounded by myths and legends. Their amazing double nuts were discovered long before the discovery of the palms themselves. These are the largest and heaviest seeds in the entire plant world. The very shape of these seeds, which glorify the palm tree all over the world, is unusual. It is very reminiscent of female buttocks. And the inflorescences? Well, you see for yourself. I highly recommend to yachtsmen to visit the Vallée de Mai, spending a few hours on it. The reserve is located 4 kilometers from the yacht Marina Praslin. You can get there by taxi, asking to order it at the office of the marina or charter company. The marina has only one pontoon for 15 to 20 yachts. The depth of the pontoon is up to 8 meters. Praslin Marina is home to a large charter company providing yachts for rent. In the morning, you can buy freshly caught fish cheaply at the police pier. A small mini-market is located next to the marina. The first day, morning, from Marina Praslin to Cocos Islands. The sailing distance from Marina Praslin to the Cocos Islands is 7 nautical miles. The path to the exit from St. Anna Bay passes along the fairway, marked with navigational signs. This small section, about a mile, is worth passing under the motor, as the fairway is not wide, and the movement of ships, including high-speed ferries, can be quite intense. Leaving the fairway is strongly discouraged. 3 small islets, Isle Plat, Isle aux Cocos, Isle La Fouche, under the general name of the Cocos Islands, lie barely half a mile northwest of Félicité Island. Almost all yachtsmen visiting the Seychelles go to these islands. Yachts anchor west or south of the islands at depths of 10 to 20 meters on a sandy bottom. In the Cocos Islands, we stop for a few hours and snorkel over the reef. The first day, evening, from Cocos Islands to La Digue Island. The length of the passage on a yacht from the Cocos Islands to the anchorage in the southeast of the island of La Digue is 4 nautical miles. Most likely the yacht will go backstay. The most convenient anchorage on La Digue is in the nearest bay of Coco, Anse Coco. The island was discovered in 1744, but received its name only in 1768, when the French navigator Marc-Joseph Marion Dufresne visited it. Due to the previous ban on the use of vehicles, it is believed that the most popular transport on the island is bicycles and ox teams. In fact, there are taxis on the island now. Day 2, from La Digue Island to Anse Royal Bay on May Island. The length of the passage on a yacht from the anchorage in the southeast of the island of La Digue to the Royal Bay on the island of Malte is 31 nautical miles. The most likely course of the yacht, relative to the wind, is backstay or beam reach. There are several banks along the way. You can try trolling. Yacht anchorage at Anse Royal Bay is located on the east coast of Malte, a little less than 4 miles from the southern tip of the island. Royal Bay is a good place to anchor yachts during the winter northwest monsoon season. The reef protects the bay from all winds and waves, except for the eastern ones. Depths in the center of the bay are about 5 meters. You need to choose a sandy section at the bottom, then the anchor will hold well. Anse Royal Bay is one of the few anchorages in Maine that provide good protection for yachts from the winter winds. There are many hotels, restaurants, and shops on the shore. Day 3, from Anse Royal Bay, Maid Island, to St. Anna Island. The length of the passage on a yacht from the anchorage in the Royal Bay on the island of May to the island of St. Anne is 10 nautical miles. The general direction is to the north, so most likely there will be a tack with long right tacks and short left tacks. The anchorage of yachts in the Strait of St. Anne is located between the islands of St. Anne, Ronde, and Moyen at depths of 5 to 8 meters. The bottom is sandy, the anchor holds well. Since the islands of St. Anne and several other islands belong to the Marine National Park of St. Anne, there is a charge for going ashore. During the Second World War, St. Anne's Island was the base of the Royal Marines stationed there to defend the port of Victoria in the event of an enemy attack. In the early 19th century, the area was occupied by a whaling port. Today, sailing in St. Anne's Marine National Park is a natural wonder, with superb diving and snorkeling, and a range of restaurants serving local cuisine. Day 4, from St. Anne Island to La Digue Island. The length of the passage on a yacht from the anchorage in the Strait of St. Anne to the port of the island of La Digue is 25 nautical miles. The expected course of the yacht is close-hauled. It may be necessary to make 1 or 2 short countertacks if the wind is set to the north. When entering the port, it is necessary to follow strictly the fairway marked with navigation signs. Mooring the yacht in the harbor at its anchor with shore lines. The wind is onshore, so it is necessary to make sure that the anchor is well set and won't drag in case of wind strengthening. There are no waves in the port. In strong westerly and northwesterly winds, yachts moored in the east corner of the harbor may experience problems if their anchor does not hold well. On La Digue, it is worth visiting L'Union Estate Park and filling up with water. The colonial L'Union Estate Park is located in the northwestern part of the island. From the place where your yacht is to the park about 20 minutes on foot. An ancient colonial building has been preserved here, where the famous Emmanuel was filmed. The house then became the property of the President of the Seychelles. Near High Granite Rock, there is a farm with giant turtles. The most recognizable Anse Source d'Argent beach, with amazingly shaped rocks and stones, is also located on the territory of the L'Union Estate Park. La Digue Island has become a safe haven for rare tropical birds. The Paradise Flycatcher Nature Reserve is located 450 meters from the village of La Réunion towards the center of the island of La Digue. This road leads to Nid d'Aigle. You can get here on foot. The reserve is open from Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. There is no entry fee. A large area of the island is occupied by Mount Nid d'Aigle, which rises at an altitude of 300 meters above sea level. On the mountain, there is an observation deck with a beautiful view of the ocean and the islands of the Seychelles archipelago. You can reach the foot of the Nid d'Aigle by bike, and then you'd have to climb on foot for about half an hour. On the way, you can stop at a fine local restaurant. Day 5, morning. From La Digue Island to Cousin Island. The length of the passage on a yacht from the port of La Digue Island to Cousin Island is 10 nautical miles. It is worth leaving early, as the Cousin Island Nature Reserve is open to the public only in the first half of the day. About half of the way will have to go against the wind. Do not forget to contact the administration of the reserve in advance in order to obtain permission to visit it, and clarify the anchorage of the yacht during the visit to the reserve. Yacht anchorage at Cousin Island is possible only outside the 400-meter protected area. Yachts anchor at depths of 10 to 15 meters. Anchorage does not provide protection for yachts from prevailing winds. If you are going to visit the island, then when requesting permission to visit the reserve, you need to specify the anchorage. Day 5. Evening. From Cousin Island to Curious Island. The length of the passage on a yacht from the port of Cousin Island to Curious Island is 7 nautical miles. We go around the northwestern tip of the island of Praslin and come to the Luray Bay in the east of the Curious Island. On the first half of the way, it is expected to sail close to the wind or even attack. After rounding the northern tip of Praslin Island, the yacht will change course to run downwind. Luray Bay is located within the Curious Marine National Park. Yacht parking on a buoy or own anchor is paid. In the depths of the bay, there are several buoys on which you can put a yacht. If the buoys are occupied, the yachts stay at their anchors at depths of 5 to 12 meters. The bottom is sandy. The anchor is holding up well. The bay provides a good shelter for yachts during the winter months of the northwest monsoon. The Luray Bay is part of the Curious Marine National Park, so the parking of the yacht on the buoy or at its anchor is paid. You will also have to pay for going ashore. Day 6. Morning. From Curious Island to Island of Grande Sur. The length of the passage on a yacht from Luray Bay to Grande Sur Island is 9 nautical miles. In the morning, you can go to the island of Curious and take a walk along one of the hiking trails and get acquainted with the National Park of Curiosities. You will also have to pay for going ashore. The transition to the island of the Grande Sur is comfortable, with a fair wind. The most interesting anchorage is to the east of Grande Sur Island, as here the yachts will be protected from the winter northwest monsoons. Yachts anchor at depths of 6 to 8 meters in front of the hut on the beach. The bottom is sandy. The anchor is holding up well. The western anchorage can only be used in consistently calm weather, as it is subject to the prevailing winds throughout the year. Grande Sur Island is private. You will have to pay to go ashore. Day 6. Evening. Grande Sur Island, Ronde Island. The sailing distance from Grande Sur Island to Ronde Island is 6 nautical miles. The yacht's course is close-hauled. Ronde Island is located off the eastern tip of Praslin Island, 1.5 miles east-southeast of Praslin Marina. Yacht anchorage is located between the coast of Praslin Island and Ronde Island. Entry to the anchorage is only from the east. Yachts anchor at depths 3 to 6 on a sandy bottom. In the morning we swim, snorkel near the reef of the Ronde Island. Then a short transition, and we return to the base. So this road is ideal for the winter season. In another video, I will tell you about a specific route at a different time of the year. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss it. If you have wishes for routes in other countries, write it in the comments, and we will prepare a new review for you. On this, I say goodbye to you. Until we meet again, bye-bye.